Today I talk about how to get your team back on track after a big mistake, how to motivate yourself not to do something stupid, and how to become an esport coach or analyst. Welcome to Mind Games, episode 39.
Sebastian asks, how as a team can you handle the mistakes that one person makes in a crucial moment?
So I'm assuming from the background of this question that this is about, you're in game and something crucial happens and the team is tilting or people are pissed and you want to get back, recover from a crucial mistake. So first of all, you have to get rid of the elephant in the room, okay? Everybody knows there was a mistake, including probably the person who made the mistake, right? So you don't think about what it is that you want when you tell somebody that they made a mistake. Most of the time, you're not telling them for their purposes. That person probably already knows they made a mistake. So if you're trying to say hey, you made this big mistake, that's mostly for you, okay, not for them. So first thing to do is to try to figure out how to deal with this elephant in the room, which is that there was this mistake, and you don't want to talk about it because you don't want to be an asshole. Excuse my language. And they don't want to talk about it because they're embarrassed. All right, so the idea is you have to get focused back on the task from the self. So you're focused too much on yourself, and that person is focused on their self, and everybody's focused on their self and how much this mistake injured their self, their ego, their career, their development, this game, the future, all this stuff. Go from the past to the present, go from the judgmental to the non-judgmental, get focused on the task, get rid of the self. That's personally what you got to do. But then as a team, you want to kind of get a warrior mentality. So what you can do is try to get people to focus on what's going on. Just keep talking and start bringing up ideas and start talking about what's going on. And you can even start narrating the game. But think of it in terms of a battle. So let's say you're a warrior in battle and you get your arm chopped off. You don't have any time to sit around and think about, it's going to be so much harder to open the fridge and it's going to be really, really difficult to do my belt up after I use the bathroom. And, it's going to be so frustrating to learn how to write with my left hand. No, you don't have time for any of that. You just adjust your strategy. You're okay, now I have to fight with one arm. And you're focused again on the task, which is, not dying the rest of the way. So because a video game is not life or death, we have time to worry about all of these stupid incidental things, like how much this mistake hurts our feelings or how much it's going to suck to lose this game or whatever. And you got to get the warrior mentality of being focused on the present because nothing else matters.
Anonymous asks, how do you stop making mistakes that you make willingly? In other words, you think something is a bad idea, but you still do it. Okay,
so first I want to say change the word mistake if you're training motor skills or you're pushing your limits. So you don't really need to refer to a mistake as that, as a mistake, if you are purposely being as aggressive as possible in order to push your limits. The whole idea is that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to get worse at the game as you get better at the game. Okay? But if you're working on strategy and you keep making mistakes willingly, this is a bad idea and you still do it, then essentially you could say your motivation sucks. You're not motivated enough to be patient enough to wait for the moment, for the right strategic moment or tactical moment. So you have to amp it up somehow. Okay, so you have internal motivation, external motivation. You can choose which one you amp up. If you're doing internal motivation, then you want to reflect on your values, what you want your grandkids to hear about you when you die and they're at your eulogy, or what you want written on your tombstone. These kind of values about who you are as a person, because you can wire those up into your daily actions and it makes them more powerful. Or you can do external values or external motivation. You can just think of punishments I don't know, text a naked picture of yourself to a really close friend and be like, if I make this mistake in this game, post this picture on Instagram. Maybe Snapchat. That way it'll go away.
Joseph asks, how can I, as an 18-year-old, become an esport coach or analyst?
I think this is pretty simple. I don't think it's easy. It's very simple. You just do it. That's not so easy, though. So if you want to get paid, that's a different story. You got to work your way up to that. And you have to not suck. This is the big thing. If you want to get paid to do something, you have to not suck at it in esport right now. So actually, that's not even true. I can think of a lot of people who suck at stuff. Okay, if you want to be good at something, you have to not suck at it. Where am I going with this? All right. Anyway, if you want to get noticed, you need to do it well. So do it well, and sell yourself to people. Send your work, not your contact information. So send your analysis to people. Send your data sheets, your articles, whatever. Send them to people who are going to value from them. Bring people value, okay? And once when you bring somebody value, they value you. That's kind of how it works. So if you bring somebody value over and over again, then they owe you a debt, and it kind of comes from that way. That's how you work yourself up. So, for example, Tony on CLG, Zixlol, he went from analyst to coach. So that was his route. Otherwise, you can go from amateur coach to better coach. So you collect testimonials and references on your way up. And one thing I recommend for development, of course, is you go to esportcoaching.net, which is my website for teaching coaching, and sign up for the mailing list. And actually, we have coming up, if you're watching this video before November 15th, we have esportcoaching.net/live. We have our second live training conference, and I think that's a great opportunity to develop your own portfolio. So to recap, become an amateur coach, just start coaching teams, find some, just go on websites and find people who want coaching, start running up against challenges, start going and looking for knowledge for those challenges. Esportcoaching.net is a great place for that, and it will be better and better. Esportcoaching.net/live is where you can go to our second live training conference. And that's also, by the way, a good place to write a coaching philosophy and network with professional coaches. So we have a lot of professional coaches who are going to come to that event. And it's online, by the way, so you're not going to see them face to face. Sorry. All right. I want to end today's show with a quote. Do not pray for easy lives. Pray to be stronger men. John F. Kennedy. Okay, remember that this show is powered off of you guys and your questions. Thank you for last week. Last week, I got so many amazing questions that I'm able now to do a 3-question show. So I'm going to do this is the new format. I want to know how it works for you. Please tell me, what do you think of me doing 3 questions in a row? And I think that this is a really good format because I have so many questions. In order to get through that many, I need to do at least 2 or 3 a day. So you can ask questions, remember, at mindgames.gg/TV, or you can ask questions on Twitter by using the hashtag #AskWeldon, hashtag #AskWeldon, or you can use Instagram, and you can use the hashtag #AskWeldon on Instagram. And you can either type your question in the comment box of your picture, or you can simply take a picture of yourself holding the question in some way. I don't know, selfie stick, depending on how big the question is, 2 selfie sticks, whatever you need. And remember to check out esportcoaching.net/live if you're watching this before November 15th when we have our next event. And if you're watching after, then sign up for the email list for sure, and you'll get notified about new events. Or you can join the membership, and you can get access to the old recordings of the previous conferences, which, by the way, Live 1 is already up in the member section. You can watch the whole conference there. See you later.